Hi, this is Jessie Silverman here from Big Blue Canopy, and I would like to share with you a social story I created to stress the importance of social distancing in a child-friendly way so our kids can understand and kind of cope with some of the changes that are going on in our routines and the environment. So the first slide just defines what social distancing is in case your kids aren't quite understanding why we're taking a break and not hanging out with groups of people right now. So social distancing occurs when people are supposed to stay a distance away from each other. It is recommended that you stay at least 6 feet away from others. Right now, people are supposed to be practicing social distancing. The reason for this is to stop spreading germs to one another. So really emphasizing that we're not seeing other people because they have their germs, we have our germs, and we don't want to spread that to each other. And then our next slide, just defining, I'm sure your kids have heard the words of COVID-19 or coronavirus, just defining that in a child-friendly way. COVID-19 or coronavirus, as some people call it, is a virus that makes people sick. So over here we've got the guy, the virus. He looks pretty yucky. Nobody wants him. The virus causes people to cough and have a fever. But not everyone who coughs or has a fever has COVID-19. They may just have a cold or a flu. So letting your kids know, not everybody who coughs has it, but there's other germs and illnesses going around. So people just want to stay away from each other. People with COVID-19 have to stay home away from other people so they can rest and feel better. It is important to stay away from other people so that they do not spread their germs or get others sick. So this guy over here is doing the right thing. He's not feeling good, so he's resting in bed. He's got a thermometer. He's not around other people, so he is practicing the way you should if you're sick, so not going out and getting other people sick. And then just explaining to kids, I know my son has had a hard time understanding, like, well, I don't feel sick. So just letting them know COVID-19 does not make kids very sick most of the time. Even though I'm not sick, I might still carry germs that can get other people sick. There are many helpful things I can do to keep myself and others healthy. So now we'll go into some things that they can do, because with social stories, you always want to give them tips and strategies that they can do because they're ultimately in charge of their actions and decision making. So giving them that control and ownership. I can wash my hands by scrubbing them with soap and water. Washing your hands will take away germs. I can say my ABCs or sing happy birthday while washing my hands to make sure I wash them long enough. Explaining, don't just quickly get the soap on, rub them for like 2 seconds and rinse them. Telling kids, we have to do it for a certain amount of time. I know with my own kids, we try counting to 30, or we sing songs to make sure that they're doing it long enough. I can cover my cough or sneeze using my arm or a tissue. This will keep germs from going out into the air and getting others sick. So showing what this lady is practicing, using her elbow to cover her cough. I've tried to teach my kids that strategy instead of using their hand, because then you have to go wash your hand again. So we've been trying to implement that at home, like cover your cough, and then the germs don't go out into the air and get others sick. I can stay home and practice social distancing. Staying home keeps me from spreading my germs to other people. So that's why people are explaining that's why we're staying home right now. We're keeping others safe from our germs. We're staying away from germs, letting them know the reasoning. Because of social distancing, I am taking a break from school, therapy, sports, playing with friends, going to restaurants, and going to therapy. This may make me feel nervous, sad, frustrated, or upset, and that is okay. So just validating those feelings. We can't control how we feel. Feelings just happen, but we can control our actions and how we react to those feelings. So just validating those feelings, but letting them know there are many things I can do to make myself feel better. So there are things you can do to change that. I can call my friends and family members on the phone. This will help me feel connected to my friends and family members that I cannot see in person at this time. So grandparents, other people in the community, friends, I know FaceTime has been huge in my house with the grandparents and my grandmother who's in a nursing home with my kids. It still lets them feel connected and not miss them as much since they can't see them in person. I can work on schoolwork at home. This will help me continue to learn at home since I will be away from school. So just trying to keep some routine with the academics, like, okay, let's work on our sight words. Let's work on reading from home or reading your books at home, just so they can stay current with those academic skills. I can talk to my therapist via telehealth. Telehealth services are therapy services that are offered by the therapist on the computer. I can work on different activities like I do at therapy to keep building skills. So just letting them know, or we are offering telehealth services at Big Blue Canopy, letting parents know, you know, there is a way that we can continue services so there's not as much of a regression if you do take a break, and then also letting that kid feel the connection like with the therapist instead of not having that connection. I can play outside or take a walk with permission from a parent or caregiver. This may make me feel better and take my mind off missing my friends, family, or teachers and family members. So getting outside, taking a break, taking a walk, riding a bike, anything like that can be helpful in giving that, that break from just being cooped up inside the house. I can be creative by coloring or making crafts. So I know there's online tutorials right now where you can learn how to make different illustrations. And there is also different crafts that you can find on like Pinterest that are pretty simple. So giving kids that creative outlet so they can break up the monotony of just being home or working on schoolwork. And then the conclusion slide. When everyone is healthy again, I can see my friends and family members. So just emphasizing, you know, this is temporary. We'll see grandma and grandpa again sometime soon, or we'll go see our friends. But just right now, it's not safe. So just letting them know this is temporary, it's not permanent. This will be on our website if you want to go over it with your kids. And if you have any questions, you can email me at j.silverman@bigbluecanopy.com. And hopefully this helps.